Hey guys, this is Irish again. In this video, I thought I would redo one of my older videos that was on Dnscrypt and Dnsmasq. In that video, I did follow the steps in the wiki, however, I didn't get it properly running because of one configuration file. So I thought I would show you guys how to install it and configure it. So to install both of these, if we open up a terminal, do sudo pacman-s dnscrypt-proxy and then DNS Mask. So obviously these have been installed and configured, so I'm just going to show you the steps that I took to configure these and make these run. So I'll just hit no. So if we come over to the Arch Wiki, the Dnscrypt will mask your DNS resolver. So while IP itself is unchanged, it prevents local spoofing of DNS queries, ensuring DNS responses are sent by the server of choice. So this will actually help. And then DNS Mask, for those you guys don't know, it's just a service as a DNS cacher. So the more you use the internet, the faster it will go because you're caching the websites that you go to the most often, so you should get those back faster. So the quickest one to set up is actually Dnscrypt. So if we go to our resolve file, so you just do sudo vim etc-resolve.conf, and then your name servers should be your loopback address, which, if you guys don't know, it's 127.0.0.1. Now every time I got connected to the internet, Network Manager would actually put an equal sign to this, and then the DHCP daemon would read that and would not, Dnscrypt would not properly work. So to get around this, we just need to go to the DNS or dhcpcd.conf file. So sudo vim, it's still in your etc, so dhcp, and then you just hit tab, should autocomplete, and then you can ignore most of this stuff. So the only thing that you do need to put in there is the no-hook resolve.conf. So it will ignore that equal sign, because that's not supposed to be there. So if we go back here, the next thing we would need to do is edit the socket. So we'll just copy and paste this here. So we get out of here, make sure you are in sudo and hit enter. So this will automatically should be a 40. If it's not, you can change it to whatever port you want. So the issue that I did have before is that it would error out stating that it was already running and that port 53 would not was not protected by the DNS Mask or crypt. So you would want to change these to 40. So that's one step to do. The second is if you have unbound, then you shouldn't need that. And then for that DNS Mask, it just gives you an idea for this, but I will get into that. So that is pretty much all you need to do for the configuration for Dnscrypt. So to start this, you do sudo systemctl enable and then dnscrypt-proxy.service. So this would enable it, so the next time you do reboot or boot into your system, it will automatically be one of the services that starts. And then if you don't want to reboot, you just say start or restart if you've already started it. So I'll show you the status of mine. So as you can see, it is actively running. So it's been running since about 9 o'clock this morning, my time. So the next thing we're going to do is, this one's a little bit more complicated, but it is DNS Mask. So if we do come to the wiki, DNS Mask does provide the DNS cacher. So there's few things that you do need. So this is warning. So DNS Mask does by default enable its own DNS server. So if you have your own or you're using Google's, then you just want to say port 0. So the one thing that we just need to do is go to sudo vim etc and then DNS Mask, and then it should have its own configuration file, so it should be .conf, and then go into here. Now a lot of this will be everything will be commented out, so the only things that you, instead of trying to find all this stuff, I just like to make it my own. So for extra security reason, I do proxy-dnsmasq, so for security, and then the no resolve will and then the server should equal your loopback address, and then put the pound symbol and then 40, and then you do want to listen, the listen address should be also your loopback address. So if we go back to this, if you want to know exactly what the no resolve is for, let's see. Alright, it looks like the wiki doesn't say why we don't need the no resolve, but I'm assuming that it just doesn't go to the resolve.conf file. So the next thing with Dnsmasq, if you're using Network Manager like myself, you need to change that. So if we go back to our terminal here, it goes sudo vim /etc. Now this is going to be in the capital N Network Manager, has its own folder, and then networkmanager.conf. So I don't remember if this is blank or if it says default, but under the DNS you would want it to equal Dnsmasq. So you want to do this before starting Dnsmasq, because it can mess everything up, or it will say it's not working. So if you want, hit quit here. And then the last thing that got me for the longest time, this is why it didn't work, is there was a particular configuration file that I didn't know about, and it was affecting, because I had everything under port 40 except for one file. So if you go to the sudo vim /lib/systemd and then Dnscrypt crypt-proxy.socket. Well, okay, I know I did this before. Let's see here. So lib/systemd/system/dnscrypt-proxy.socket. So if we go into here, and under where it says socket, you see listen stream and listen datagram, and these were turned to 53 because that is the default for it. So if you change these to 40, you should not get those error messages like I did. So if we save this, and then to start Dnsmasq, you do sudo systemctl enable first, and then DNS Mask. .service, and then you would also want to start it. So with the network manager, just a quick side note, with changing the network manager, after this you would either need to reboot or you would need to restart network manager so that it can grab from the DNS mask. So you would just want to start it, and then I'll just show you what the status is for mine. So as you can see, it's running, and then if we go back and do the DNS crypt again, -proxy.service, you can see that both of them are running how they're supposed to run. So it did take me a while to figure this out. After that last video, I noticed that it wasn't properly working, and I probably should have taken down the video, but decided to keep it up. But in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up WeChat similar to what I have here. So the channels are up on top and the nicks are down here. So I will show you guys how to do that, and you guys have a good time and have a good weekend, and I'll see you next video.